Hi everybody, I'm Marbozir and welcome to Let's Try Interplanetary. So, Interplanetary is a turn-based strategy game where you control a planet, build it up, and then fire your huge guns at other planets, controlled by other players. That's it in a nutshell. There's a little bit more to it than that, but that's the basic goal of the game. So, let's get into the game. I already played it a bit, like an hour or two, maybe a little bit less than that, so I know how the game works. But I don't know any advanced stuff. So that's what this game will be for. Anyway, we can play against up to 7 different AI opponents, but from my experience so far, it's not a great idea to add all 7. At least I'd rather start with 3, maybe 4. Yeah, 3 AIs. Okay, let's go with 4 AIs. There are 4 different difficulty levels, from easy through normal, hard to impossible. We're going to play on normal so far, because I only really played for like an hour or two, as I already mentioned, and I don't know a lot of things about the game. We can pick our planet type. The main difference between these planet types, from my limited experience so far, is mostly how easy or how hard it is to build on them. Some of them have more space to build on, some of them have less space to build on, and it's harder to connect all the buildings. Let's go with random. I don't have any specific preferences. So, random. There is game setup, so we can change some of the more advanced options. I don't think I'm going to change anything here so far, mostly because I just don't have enough experience in the game to decide what's a good idea and what isn't. We can pick our seed, so let's just go with whatever, in case you'll want to check out the same exact seed that I used. And yeah, this is mostly fine, I think. I'm not going to change anything. We could go with random player orbit directions. Okay, let's go with that. You'll see what that means once I get into the game. Accept, and let's get started. Alright, so here we are, and as I mentioned, this is a turn-based strategy game, so this is not real-time. Now, here's our planet, and these are cities. Cities are pretty damn important, because if you lose your cities, you lose the game. That's how you lose. When you attack other planets controlled by other AIs, your ultimate goal is to destroy all the cities. Cities don't have population, and they get more population when you connect buildings to them. There are 2 different resources. So, we have energy, which is basically kind of like action points. Energy goes back to full every single turn, but it doesn't accumulate. So you can't accumulate energy if you don't spend it. If you don't spend all of it on one turn, it's just lost. You'll go back to your max on the next turn. And we also have materials. Materials do accumulate, and materials are mostly used to build things, as you might have guessed. Our options right at the start are rather limited. We can build a solar plant, which produces energy. We can build a mine, which produces materials, and we can build a weapon, which is used to attack other planets, obviously. I'm not going to build a weapon on the first turn just yet. Let's have a look. We do have 5 cities, and this one has 2 population points already. Interesting. So, the more population the city has, the more projects you can build inside the city. These are mostly unlocked through research, so I can't build any of them right now. But these are some of the effects, so plus 60% or plus 50% city science yield, because cities is mostly how you get science. Every city produces science, it also produces energy and materials. The more population it has, the more it will produce, and some of these projects affect the yields. So we're going to start by building a solar plant. We can connect it to 2 different cities, like so. Just place it somewhere around here, and we'll grab a mine. Connect it to the solar plant. So when you pick a building, you can hover over any other building or over a city to create a connection. You can also connect things manually. So I could place it like this and then just connect it manually to the solar plant, but I can hover over the solar plant and then it will be connected. Every building needs energy, so it needs to be connected to your power grid. It doesn't have to be connected directly to the solar plant, but it needs to have power, obviously. So, we will pick up our first tech. Let's have a look. So the tech tree is reasonably big, as you can see. Let's have a look at some of these techs. Increase solar plants' energy production and decrease mines planet material consumption. Oh yeah, also, I did mention that every planet has a limited amount of materials. We have 99,800 materials, which is a lot, but we will run out of materials eventually. It's probably pretty hard to get to that point, but it's something to keep in mind. Materials are in fact limited. What are the other options? This is one of the projects for a city. We also have some defenses. Actually, no. This increases railguns' building damage. We don't want that just yet. We can also increase building health and increase cities' counterintelligence generation. I'll talk about that a little bit later. So let's start from increasing... let's start from this tech. This can increase our energy production and decrease planet's material consumption. Now, there is also a targeting view, but we don't have any weapons just yet, so we can't actually shoot anything. But this view is used to plan your attacks. We'll get to that once we finish building a railgun, probably on turn 3. So we'll finish the turn. AI won't be shooting us, at least I don't think so, not on the first turn. Nope. All these colored orbits are basically the AIs. So this is AI4, AI2, AI1, and where's the last one? This one. No, this is us. There's one on the outside. This is AI5. Okay, so now that we have the solar plant, we'll probably need another one. We can connect the railgun to a city, but we're going to need more solar plants one way or the other. Now, I could build it next to my other cities, but I don't think that's such a good idea. Although, it's not necessarily a bad idea. It will make these cities develop faster. But we'll need some defenses a little bit later. So spreading out can be a little bit tricky to defend, because you'll just need to build more defenses. Alright, we'll build a mine right here, and we can grab a railgun on the next turn. Alright, next. Actually no, research. Right. We are getting 335 science per turn, so we can actually research most of these techs in one turn right now, with the exception of this one. I want to be going over every single effect right now, because that will take a while. I can hover over them really quick. And if you want to check them out, you can pause for a moment. Let's see, this one. This reduces railgun's firing cost. Quite useful. Science production increases global population damage by a weapons lab. Sounds good. And this increases building stealth. Alright, so what do we want to research? Probably the tier 1 techs. We can queue up several techs at once. So if I click on this, it will queue up 2 techs. I don't think there's a way to queue up techs in different parts of the tree. So you can't shift click to queue them up, at least. Yeah, you can't. And I don't think there's a way. Not as far as I know. Anyway, let's pick something. Maybe one of these. We'll want that railgun pretty soon. So let's grab this. Or some weapon techs. Sounds good to me. Alright, and the next player. We'll build that railgun on the next turn. Is anyone actually firing at us? Not yet, no. They probably will soon. Maybe on the next turn. Alright, so let's grab that railgun. Now, positioning does actually matter. Because if I build my railgun on the outside, for example, this is where it will fire from. So it does matter, as you will see in just a moment. Let's have a look. We probably want to build it somewhere around here. Alright, and we'll connect it through the city. Sounds good. We will have to wait one turn for the railgun to actually complete, so we can't fire it just yet. It will take one turn to actually build it. Is anyone firing at us yet? Nope. If this was higher difficulty level, they would be doing it by now for sure. Okay, so now we do have the railgun. So if I go into targeting mode, I can plan my attack. This will cost us 200 energy. Now, yeah, as you can see, positioning does matter. This is where we're firing it from. So if I want to hit this guy, for example, I need to do it like this. I can't even do it like that, actually. I could try to hit AI5. Now, I can't just do it like this, because by the time the missile will get there, the planet won't be there anymore. The planets move. Obviously. So I need to do it like this. I need to anticipate the planet movement and how fast it will move by the time my missile actually gets there. It takes a little bit of practice to get it right. So I don't really expect to hit this one. Alright, that will do. Now, more mines. Or we could build a second railgun. We do have more than enough energy to fire 2 railguns per turn. I could build the second railgun here. That seems like a good plan. Alright, looks good. So let's see how much we're going to fail. He's firing. We might actually hit. We actually hit it! 2 enemy buildings damaged and 1 enemy city damaged. I'm surprised I actually hit that one. But alright. Great success. So, more research. Let's grab this tech. And what about these? Decreases... no. Increases building stealth. Well, we'll probably need some defensive techs. We can also unlock the nuclear plant. They produce more energy, but at the expense of materials. So it can be a good thing, or it can be a bad thing. Increases cities' material production. Okay, let's go for that one then. And we can check our cities. Now, we do have one project unlocked. We can get plus 20 intel per turn. I think I'll wait for the research. That seems like a better plan. Meanwhile, we can build a solar plant. Where are the other cities? There's a city all the way down here. Yeah, that's the last one, because we have 5. So I could build up next to this one. Or I could focus on my existing 4 cities that already have some buildings next to them. You can build the solar plant anywhere. The solar plant doesn't have to be connected to anything. If I want to, I can build it here. There's no problem with that, no problem at all. Let's build it here. Alright. So, targeting mode. Now we can fire twice. And as you can see, positioning is quite important. One railgun is firing from this side of the planet, and the other railgun is firing from the opposite side of the planet. Okay, this AI is pretty damn close. I think we can hit it. Maybe even twice, if it goes really well. Actually, no, this one will be a little bit trickier. No, I can't hit it with the other railgun, unfortunately. Maybe we can hit someone else. Like the purple AI. This is probably going to fail. Alright, who knows? Let's give it a shot. We hit this one, nice. I don't think we'll hit that one. Ah, that was close. That was so close. But hey, we hit this guy. That's good. We damaged 3 buildings. and 2 cities. Now we can't see a whole lot, because we don't really have any intel on that planet. So let's do 1 or 2 more turns before we finish the first episode. Now, how do we see other planets and other AIs? Because right now we can't actually check any of them, so I can't see what buildings are damaged, for example. We need intelligence for that. This is actually our intelligence. Right now we have 0. We didn't even unlock the buildings for that. So let's do it next. This is the tech we need. This will unlock the building. That will give us a bit of intelligence. And it will consume small amount of energy. So we should have that on the next turn. And let's go back to our planet. So now we can get some projects in our cities. We got 3 options. We got 2 options right now. We can get plus 200 materials per turn, or we can get plus 20 intel per turn. Let's see, how expensive are these? 200 materials, 350 materials. Okay then. Let's get materials in this city. Do we have enough for more? Yes, we do have enough for more. And we can get plus 20 intel per turn in this one. That seems reasonable. That leaves us with 100 materials, not really enough to do anything. And we can fire. So let's try to hit this guy. We should be able to do that. Hopefully. Maybe even twice. Although, oh yeah, maybe. That might actually happen. Alright, let's give it a shot. Go. That was close, but we hit it once. That's not too bad. But that first one was so close. Did we destroy anything? Apparently not. Okay, that's unfortunate. Now, we unlocked the telescope array. So now we can build it and get some intelligence. Let's build it down here, because why not? That seems reasonable enough. That leaves us with 400 materials, and we can develop our cities a little bit more. We can get even more intel through here. I think I prefer more science. We can get plus 60% city science yield at the cost of minus 100 energy and minus 100 materials per turn. It might actually be a good idea to build more mines. Yeah, I think we need more mines. So let's build a few. We can get 1 mine down here. Perhaps? Yes, we can. And that's that. So, back to firing mode. Let's see if we can hit anything. This is not a player, no. We can't hit AI4 unless we do something fancy. No. We can't do that at all. Not with this railgun, unfortunately. We can try to hit someone else. I don't know if that's going to happen. What about the yellow one? That's probably not going to happen. He's very far away. But we can try. Who knows? And like this. Alright, go. Oh yeah, research, right. So, what do we want next? I'm not familiar with a lot of these techs. Or with any optimal research routes. Decrease nuclear plants material consumption. I didn't build any nuclear plants yet. This unlocks nuclear plants. Let's unlock that. Alright, next. Let's see if we're going to hit. Come on. Would be nice to hit at least one target. Yes, we hit the green one. That was so close! We almost hit the yellow. I didn't expect that to be that close. Enemy buildings damaged. And now we can actually see some of the buildings. We can see a railgun. We can see a telescope array. But we still have limited intelligence on that guy. This is our intelligence. We have 80%. Pretty good. They have 0 counter intel. Because counter intel is another resource, which, as you might have guessed, counters intelligence. Alright, so I'm going to finish this part here and continue in next one. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.